My next guest, I'm sure you know, Mary McDonnell's performance in Dances with Wolves won her high praise from the critics and an Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actress. Would you welcome, please, Mary McDonnell? Good to see you. First of all, you were marvelous in the picture.
Thank you.
Just marvelous. It was a great picture. We had Kevin on the show a month or so ago.
Right.
And we talked a little bit about it, but we didn't want to jinx it. And I think the whole picture won something like, what, 12 different nominations?
12, right.
Which I think is only 1 or 2 less than any picture ever got nominated in history.
Right, it was astonishing.
Yeah.
I mean, I got the telephone call that morning, and they'd said, well...
Did they let you know that they're holding the voting then and tell you to stand by or something?
Well, what they did was, about a month ago, they said, if you get a nomination, you will be telephoned sometime between 11:30 and 9:15 on the day of the nomination.
Right.
So it was about 20 of 9, and I hadn't received a phone call. And I was dressing my daughter for school. The phone rang, and I went flying down the hall and picked up the phone. No one was there. Someone hung up. So I went back.
They want you to wait between 11 in the morning and 9 o'clock at night?
No, it was 8:30. I'm sorry, 8:30 in the morning, 9:15.
Oh, I see.
So then they finally called, and then they said 12 nominations. I was just astonished. Just astonished.
Well,
I kind
that's
of
marvelous.
lost my mind.
That's
you know,
marvelous. The picture was just lovely, the photography and everything, and you had to learn native language, Lakota?
Lakota Sioux, yeah.
Lakota.
Yeah.
Difficult?
Yes, it was, but we had a fabulous teacher, this woman named Doris Leader-Charge, and she was very patient with us. She had a great sense of humor. When we'd make a mistake, you'd see her little shoulders shaking in the teepee. And
when you had to say certain things and it didn't come out quite right?
Yeah.
For example, what would she tell you to say and it didn't work?
There was one time, I was doing a scene with Graham Greene, the medicine man.
I know, and he was
marvelous, right? And he asked me, my characters, my husband had died, my Indian husband. He had adopted me. So he was asking me if I was doing all right with his family and was I feeling well and was everything all right. And I was saying yes, and he said, perhaps you will marry again someday. My response is perhaps. And I said, Kate Siche. And I saw Doris's shoulders going, and I said, oh dear, what have I done? So they said cut, and she came over and she said, it's Kate Seche. And I said, well, what did I say? And he said, perhaps you will marry again. And you said, no, it's bad, like Slim Pickens, you know?
just that little, we're going to show a little clip here.
Okay.
I don't know what part in the movie this is. Well, watch, do you know what it was?
Oh, yes, I'm sorry.
That's
this is the, a part in the movie where we're introducing Kicking Bird to Lieutenant Dunbar for the first time, and I'm doing the translation.
Right. Watch the monitor.
You come there.
Wait. What is your name?
Her name?
What is his name?
Chachapiki Slaleachi.
To. Chaklo, Owagalu Sechak.
He kick. More.
More kick? More kicking?
Kicking.
More kick?
Kicking. Bird. Kicking bird.
Kicking bird.
Zintka Nagwaka.
What is he? Is he chief?
No.
Takiyahu. Takiyahu.
Yanka. A holy man.
I'm John Dunbar.
John Dunbar.
Dunbar.
John Dunbar.
Bear.
No, not Dunbar.
Dunbar.
Dunbar. Not Dunbar.
Dunbar.
Good. That's fun. You know what I found so marvelous in that picture that you did was when you were trying to recall the language from where you were a child, and little by little the words would start to kick in. It's like you were going way back as a child, but you hadn't spoken the language, and we're discovering it all over again.
Right. Well, Michael Blake, who wrote the book, was very specific about my character in that detail. he really went into the sort of difficulty of trying to recall the trauma of
Right.
losing my parents and how that affected the way that I would speak.
You had a couple of challenges here. The language,
Yes.
which is never easy to get the rhythm and the inflection, the authenticity, and then you had to ride.
Yes. Michael, I was not a great writer either.
Because now it's out, now that the picture is hit,
Right.
you just didn't like it or what? You had to
Well,
ride
I was
bareback?
terrified.
And the Indians normally rode bareback.
Well, the first day we had a saddle. The second day they took it away. The second day we were on riding bareback, and I was very frightened of riding to begin with. And we had riding practice, and the guys would get on their horses and take off, and I would be left with my wonderful riding teacher, Wrangler Rick. And
Wrangler Rick.
yeah, Rick Wyatt was a fabulous teacher. He was very patient,
Right.
and because I was very frightened. And so they renamed me Dust in Her Face because they would leave me.
That's right, you were stand with a fist.
I was Stand with a Fist, and then I was Dust in Her Face, and then eventually I became Stuck in the Mud.
It could have been worse. It could have been flat on your, you know.
Oh, it could have been anything.
Yeah.
The names were up for grabs.
Yeah. That must have been fun making that picture.
Oh, it was great fun. I mean, it was wonderful. Everything about it. A lot of laughs, a lot of really
Yeah, now you have to
funny
go to the
people.
Academy Awards and sit there.
Yes.
And naturally, it's important. I mean, you know, so it'll help you, it'll help the picture. And it's always difficult when they announce it because they take those close-ups of the five people.
Beforehand.
Yes, and they so-and-so, and Mary
Yes.
McDonnell, and so-and-so, and so-and-so, and Meryl Streep.
Right.
And then they announce the winner, and good luck.
Thank
And
you.
then they stay on the other four
Yes.
who try to visibly look happy. And they're going, so good luck with it.
Oh, thank
You were
you.
marvelous in the picture.
Thank you very much.
We'll be right
Sam.
back. Hey, this has been a fun night. Really has. Anyway, have a marvelous night.
Thank
The
you.
Academy Award. Thanks for being here. You got something else you're working on now?
Well, I'm about to start rehearsal for Larry Kasdan's film,
Oh,
Grand
yeah.
Canyon.
Hey, great. He did the big show.
Yes.
And Blake, you're headed for where?
Napalm Beach. No, West Palm Beach.
Tough to shake that war, isn't it? Yeah. And Michael, I suppose you're...
You know where I'm headed.
Need a map? Okay. Next week, Cheers. Ted Danson will be here from Cheers to be Jerry Seinfeld. So many people, I don't have time to mention them, and you forget them anyway. Good night.